Otaku, the ultimate protagonist. I'm making this video to make the announcement that the Wrestling Otaku channel has finally reached 100 subs. Now for me and for the channel, this is a great thing because one of my immediate goals here on YouTube was to reach 100 subs at least by the end of the year. And now we're here in the first week of July and I've already surpassed that amount. So for me, this is great. This is great news. Real happy, real excited because, I always wanted to get, to 100 because then at the very least, I would have had a pretty decent, following. And so now, now that I've reached 100, my goal now is to, get people to watch my vids and maybe get my subscriber count a bit higher. If I can get to like the mid-hundreds or 500 subscribers by the end of the year, that will be awesome. But, if I don't, whatever. Also, what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to thank all my subscribers, each and every one of you. I'd like to thank all you guys for my new subscribers who just subbed to me recently. I'd like to welcome you guys to the channel, check out some more of my older vids, those are pretty good stuff. I've got over 100 plus vids, so, got lots of stuff to view. And for a lot of you older subscribers who have been with me since the beginning, I really wanted to thank you guys for sticking around for me, tagging with me. I haven't forgotten about you guys. I'll take care of you.
Hello, I am the Wrestling Otaku. And real quickly, I had something that I need to get off of my chest. It's kind of been ticking me off for the past couple of weeks now, and really the past couple of days. Facebook, this new little system they got, this new stupid security check system where you have to verify shit. You have to verify your identity with the fucking phone numbers and your ID and shit. All that shit is trash, okay? It's garbage, okay? I never had to do any of that shit with any of my other social media accounts, be it Twitter, MySpace, or any of that. Why is Facebook putting us through this shit, okay? This stupid system they have is flawed, alright? Nowadays, Facebook wants you to have your real name, your real face, and your profile pic, and all your real info. Like they really expect people to put all their real stuff out there. Like they expect us to really, put ourselves out there like that on a social media site, on the internet. Okay, I don't use my real name on social media accounts for security reasons. Right, I'm paranoid like that. Okay, I've never used my real name on any of my social media accounts. And I've never gotten my account got taken down or any shit like that. Just because I don't use my real name or use an anime character as my profile pic, just because I do that doesn't mean that that account is fake. Yeah, Facebook wants to take fucking accounts down just because they're fake or they're pretending to be a fictional character, dumb shit like that. And I've already had several accounts taken down. And what happened this past week is some jackass that I came across in a group ended up reporting my account for some reason because he was a fucking jackass. Because apparently he has a problem with, people who have anime characters in their profile pics. And, I had, Otaku in my name. Apparently he had a problem with that because he's a fucking dumbass. Fucking prick. And I reported his account back because he told me that he reported my account, so I reported his. And a day or so later, my account gets taken down, my account gets disabled, and not a goddamn thing happens to his. So what the fuck is that? So he gets away with trolling, and I get fucking taken down? That's fucking bullshit. And then what makes it worse about this is I know that I've had several accounts taken down, partially due to people reporting me for no reason. So what I did was I made a bunch of accounts. I made like a good 4 or 5 accounts at the same time, just to be safe in case some shit like this happens again. I could just hop onto another account. And what happened was I made all these accounts at the same time. And Facebook keeps slapping these fucking security checks on me every time I open my account. Every time I open an account, it says, "Oh, we need to check your security. We need to verify your security. Please type in your. Please complete this captcha, and then they ask you to verify your account with a fucking phone number, which is fucking annoying as hell. It's aggravating. It's fucking time consuming. I don't have all these fucking phone numbers to verify these accounts. And then as soon as I verify all my accounts, then like 10 minutes or so later, they fucking slap another security check on me. This is fucking bullshit. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking aggravating. I've never had to do shit like this. When I was on MySpace, I had 5 different accounts, and I didn't have to verify any of them. I'm really kind of getting sick and tired of Facebook's bullshit with this fucking verify identity shit. I don't use my real name on social media accounts. I don't want to use my real name on Facebook. I don't want to use my real face for social media sites because I'm paranoid, okay? I don't use that stuff for security reasons. If Facebook was to force me to do that, go fuck yourself, Facebook. I'm getting a little tired of this. I made 5 accounts, and every time I try to, verify all 5 of them, I get slapped with more fucking security checks. Now I got one profile, I have to complete a security check. Another profile got blocked because I failed a security check. It's fucking bullshit. Hello everyone, I'm the Wrestling Otaku, and right here in this video I'm going to go on a little rant, if you will. I mentioned quite a few times, both on this channel and on social media, that I don't talk politics. It's a waste of time for me. All politics is really, to me, is another excuse for people to argue. Basically, when I hear politics, I think of just a bunch of old men in stuffed suits or women, middle-aged to old men in stuffed suits sitting at a table trying to be professional, yet they're arguing back and forth like a bunch of kids at a cafeteria table. I'm right. No, I'm right. No, my policy should work. No, my policy should work. So that's what I think of when that's what I think of, when I think politics nowadays, because that's basically all it is. It's just one side, saying one thing and the other side saying the other thing, and, a bunch of different, dissenting opinions and all that shit. So I don't get involved in that shit. I don't even talk about it. But this is going to be the exception because I know that the presidential elections are coming up in about a year or so. And it's kind of all I ever hear about, all they ever talk about on the news. That's all they ever talk about. And yes, I am a voter, and yes, I have voted in the past. But just letting you know right now, I'm not a favorite of any of these candidates. None of them really stand out to me. I don't even know if I'm going to vote at all. But I'll tell you one thing, I'm not voting for anyone in the Republican Party, in the Republican GOP candidacy, because as far as I'm concerned, they're all idiots. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, they're all evil. Okay, I've said this before, the Republican Party is evil. They're an evil party. They're a bunch of evil individuals who want to take over everything. They want to control the House, they want to control the Senate, and they want to pass all these laws that benefit them and fucking have a monopoly over the country, They only look out for the rich man's interests, the 1% interests. Fuck the middle class, fuck the poor. They don't care about any of that. All they care about is them fucking selves. So that's why I say they're evil and corrupt. And so I will not vote for them. I will never vote for any of them. But there's one guy in particular in the Republican Party who's running for office this guy is just so, oh my God, he's just so outlandish, just so outspoken, just such an absolute complete douche, absolute complete fucking loudmouth, that he actually makes the Republican Party seem bad, even worse than it actually is, and that's saying something, because the Republican Party is pretty crooked and bad already. But this one guy, all he's been doing is talking and talking and talking ever since he ran for office, and in case you don't know, the guy I'm talking about is Donald Trump. Donald Trump, rich guy, a fucking millionaire, billionaire, got famous from, stock market, or not stock market, but got famous for real estate. He got rich, he earned millions through, buying real estate, dealing in the real estate stuff and the stock market stuff and all that shit. Man, that's good for him. And of course, he aired in his own TV show. I forget what the fuck it's called, but anyway,
Dude's been in the news for quite some time over the last couple of years, and now he's even more so in the news because he's running for office. And all he's been doing is talking shit. Ever since he started running, he's been talking shit about everybody. He's been talking shit about black people, talking about sending them back to Africa, some dumb, ignorant shit like that. Been talking shit about Mexicans, about Latinos, about how they're criminals and crooks, and they need to be, sent out of America or some shit like that. And he's even talking shit about people in his own party. He talks shit about John McCain, or talk about, he's not a real war hero and all that shit. I don't really know exactly what he said because I don't care for that shit. I don't follow that shit. But apparently he talks shit about John McCain. He talks shit about guys in his own party. And I don't really care about John McCain because he's another fucked up Republican idiot who ran for office a couple of years ago against Obama. I don't really care for him. But the fact is that this is Donald Trump. He's just been running his mouth and talking shit. Such a fucking, such a typical Republican. This dude is just loud mouth, arrogant, fucking, just talk shit and whatever about whoever he wants. He just can't keep his mouth shut. He can't, save it, hold it in. If he has something bad to say, he can't just hold it in. He has to speak his mind. He can't just, use common decency or common courtesy or anything like that. He's such a typical rich bastard, what he is. And what I'm shocked at is people are actually considering voting for this guy. I heard a report once that he's like leading the Republicans in GOP votes, or he's like front runner or some shit like that. He's expected to be the front runner or some shit. And I'm like, why the fuck are people even voting for this guy? Who in their right mind would vote for this loudmouth fuck to be the president, to be not only the Republican, GOP candidate to run for the presidency, but to run for the presidency, period? Who would vote for this guy? Who would vote for this loudmouth piece of shit? Okay, he's an ignorant, borderline, he might as well be racist. Borderline racist, loudmouth, arrogant, fucking jackass, basically. And why are people even considering voting for this guy? Why is he even running for office? How can he even be considered to run for office? What has he done? Oh yeah, sure, he starred in a couple TV shows. He made a couple appearances in WWE. And yeah, sure, he made millions off real estate and all that shit. But who cares? What does that have anything to do with running for office? You seriously want a guy like this? A guy who obviously doesn't care who he puts down whenever he talks? A guy who's clearly borderline racist? A guy who's clearly, just talks shit all the time? And doesn't care. He doesn't care who he puts down. You seriously want a guy like this to be the president, to be the leader of our country? So when there's a conflict across seas, or there's a conflict with another country, you're going to have this guy dealing your negotiations? Shit, if you have him be the leader of our country, we're going to be, I hate to say it, but if this guy is our president, we're seriously going to fucking be in a world war, okay? We're seriously going to start a war. Okay, then. Hello, everyone. I'm the Wrestling Otaku, the ultimate protagonist, and it is time for a little wrestling rant, if you will. Now, as some of you know, Battleground, the pay-per-view took place last night, actually. I didn't see it, of course, but I did, hear some of the results, get some of the results via Facebook, via Twitter. Some people were posting in a group that I'm a part of, all the results that were taking place as they happened, and of course I got all the results of the pay-per-view. And something in particular happened, very interesting. It pertains to the main event, and that, for me, saved the show, just for me personally. Something very good happened in the main event, but I'll get to that later. I'll cover that in another video that I'm going to do later. But right now, I just needed to do this. This rant is on one guy in particular, John Cena. Once again, John Cena goes over in a fucking feud. And this time he goes over on somebody who could be the next big guy, could be the next big thing in WWE. Yet again, WWE lets John Cena go over on a
potential future big guy, Kevin Owens. Once again, WWE squanders an opportunity to put a superstar over the top by having to beat John Cena and winning the U.S. title. Once again, they refused to do that. And what happened, you ask? Well, I didn't watch the match myself. Apparently it was a pretty good match. But the way it finished is apparently John Cena won via submission. Via submission. Are you fucking kidding me? You have Kevin Owens, one of the hottest guys, in terms of, fan reaction, in terms of matches. He's had some great matches this year. In terms of just ratings, well, the ratings aren't all that good, but this guy, Kevin Owens, he could bring you some good ratings if you use them the right way. And you have him, once again, lose to John Cena by submission? You gotta be freaking kidding me with that. Get over yourself, WWE. Why the fuck do you continuously protect John Cena? Okay, it's the Wrestling Otaku. Little impromptu video here. I didn't think I was gonna have to make this video, but I really gotta get this out. Got a message in particular for one individual by the name of No DQ. Just wanted to say this straight up. You, sir, are an idiot, okay? Okay, now I follow No DQ and Rift on Twitter, been seeing some of his tweets. He tweets a lot during Raw. This past Raw, the Raw that happened on Monday, in my personal opinion, one of the better Raws. He was making a case. He was saying a lot of stuff about, how The Undertaker coming back wasn't all that good, and this rematch that he and Brock Lesnar are going to have is a bad idea. He talked a bunch of stuff about The Undertaker, about he's old, about how, this match wouldn't be good and all that stuff. And at the time, I didn't really think anything of it. I thought he was just really kind of trolling his fan base because, he kind of made a point that, he knocks Taker and he's a heel and he knocks Cena that he's a face. So I didn't really think much of it. But then I look on his channel and I see this video entitled, Why Undertaker Brock Lesnar Rematch at SummerSlam Sucks. So I'm like, really? You're really serious about this opinion, No DQ? You're really serious about that? If you honestly believe that the Undertaker Brock Lesnar rematch at SummerSlam is bad or it sucks, you, sir, are a freaking idiot, and you know nothing about real feuds, okay? I've been waiting for this rematch for a year and a half now, ever since after WrestleMania 30, and that abomination that was The Undertaker streak being broken by Brock Lesnar, okay? The dude had a concussion. The dude was not 100%. He was not all there, okay? That match could have gone in. That match should have gone the other way, but who knows? I mean, maybe because he got a concussion, maybe they forced Brock Lesnar to get the pinfall. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, everyone, hello. I am the Wrestling Otaku, the ultimate protagonist. And what I'd like to do right now is, well, I'm happy, I'm excited, I'm elated to report to all of you that the Wrestling Otaku channel has reached 500 subs, 500 subscribers for the Wrestling Otaku channel. Actually, I'm a little over that now. It's in the 510 or 520 range now. And for me, this is very, very good. It's great to see, and now I finally got a bit of a sub base. Now I finally got a bit more people tuned into the Wrestling Otaku channel. Yeah, sure, my viewer count isn't in the thousands. I'm not getting thousands of views per video like some of the bigger YouTubers, but, I'm starting to get little by little more views from my videos, and that's a good thing. That's always a good thing. And so, definitely, 500 subs is definitely one of my goals. I want to get in that mid-100 range, and I finally achieved that. But I am halfway there towards my ultimate goal of 1,000 subs. So, need 1,000 more to get to that. 1,000 subs, need about 500 more until I get that, or 400 something to be exact. But I'm about halfway there, and once I do reach 1,000 subs, I think then I'll be starting to get into some serious business in terms of, viewership and all that stuff. Hopefully I'll build them. And as I'm doing that, I'll build up a, bigger sub base to go around and make a bunch of storylines about how people are hating on him for being racist, for saying that black people are colored people and all that shit, and he lost his partnership and all that junk, yada yada. And he's basically asking his subs, begging them to donate to his GoFundMe account so he can stay on YouTube, despite the fact that he has said that he will be on YouTube as long as he has subscribers. Just a bunch of BS, a bunch of storylines, a bunch of junk made up by him, fabricated by him to get you to sub to him, to watch him, and to get you to give him money. The Wrestling Otaku is not about that. For that reason, I am better than Sean V. Wynn. He is not the face of the YWC. The Wrestling Otaku is the new face of YWC. Okay, everyone, I am the Wrestling Otaku, and Sean's View Entertainment is hungry for your money. But I, the Wrestling Otaku, the ultimate protagonist, am here to the rescue. You know why? Why would I do that? Because it is the right thing to do. Now, Sean's View Entertainment is going around telling his subscribers, telling everybody a whole bunch of storylines, a whole bunch of sad stories, and he made the GoFundMe account, and he wants people to donate to this GoFundMe account to help him out, to help him with the studio, to help him with his little studio, his little upgrades, and to help him sustain his future on YouTube. Now, this GoFundMe account, I know he's within his right to ask for donations, and, I can understand, it would kind of be acceptable if you were asking for, say, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, hell, even 10,000, I guess he could ask for it. I mean, not that he'll get it, but he can ask for it. But $100,000? He wants his subs. He wants people to donate to him $100,000. Are you freaking kidding me? When you're standing next to me, yeah, I know you feel the power. It's a feeling that you can. Face the final hour. Everything you ever had, yeah, it's tasting kind of sour. It's all about me. It's all about the power. I said it's all about me. It's all about the power. All right, everyone. I'm the Wrestling Otaku, and it is time for another little video here. Time to talk a little UFC. I'm a fighter. UFC. Not really talking about the UFC in particular. I'm talking about an individual in the UFC or a part of the UFC or is associated with the UFC. Today, I'm going to talk a little about Dana White. Yes, Dana White. He's a guy, by the way. Really, the only reason I know that this dude even exists, this fool even exists, is because he's been mentioned in the media a lot. He said some shit last week that kind of ticked some wrestling fans off. He said some dumb shit, and saying dumb shit is kind of expected for people in UFC. Just look at their fan base. So anyway, apparently last week he said something to the effect that he was said something on Twitter in response to a fan talking about the WWE Network is cheaper than the UFC pay-per-view because it's only $9.99. And he said something to the effect of, well, it should be $9.99 because it's fake shit. So, gonna respond to that real quick. First of all, this Dana White dude, like I said, never even know this dude existed before this. And when I first heard the name, I thought, this is some woman. So some woman is running the UFC, because I think of the name Dana White. When I think of the name Dana, that's usually a woman's name. That's a girl's name. And then later I find out it's a dude, some bald white dude, and I'm like, what? It's a guy with the name Dana? Dana White is a guy? Wow. So let me get this straight. So UFC is supposed to be this macho, manly, tough guy league, and you've got some guy named Dana White running it. Dana White, a woman's name, and a guy has a woman's name. Good to know. Okay, good to know. But anyway, let's address what he said. He said, you know, it should be 999. He basically said WWE is fake shit. First of all, thank you for pointing out the obvious, Dana White, because none of us knew that wrestling was fake before you told us. So, thank you. Very informative. By the way, I'm being sarcastic. I'm pretty sure a lot of wrestling fans knew that it was fake a long time ago. At one point or another, they tell you that it's fake, and they can't help but tell you that it's fake. Even if, it's a family, whether it be a family member or a fan of a fan or some jackass who just has to rag on wrestling. Oh, wrestling's fake. It's scripted. It's not real. And some shit like that. And you always hear that. And you know what? To be honest with you, it's guys like Dana White who has this mentality, this kind of UFC fanboy mentality that, oh, I'm better than wrestling fans because I watch real fighting mentality that kind of turned me off to UFC and MMA in general, because they all got this kind of mentality, the superiority complex of idiots like this. And the thought process of Dana White, that's pretty much the thought process of every single person who is a fan of the UFC, who watches it. They think that wrestling fans are mediocre. They talk down to them like they're freaking stupid or something like that. They have to constantly remind us that, oh, UFC is real, wrestling is fake, like we don't know that already, you dumb pricks. So what he said, a lot of people took offense to it. Obviously, some wrestling fans took offense to it, and even some wrestlers took offense to it. And really, this is just a publicity stunt. This is just him talking out of his ass to try to get some publicity, to try to get some attention to both him and UFC, and so obvious. And it was mentioned a lot on social media. Some people made videos about it, so I decided, what the hell, I'll make a video about it. But this Dana White prick, this is obviously a stunt by him to get more attention to UFC, and if he believes that WWE is fake shit, well, he was right about the fake part. Shit, not so much. Even though WWE is not, let me just say this, WWE and pro wrestling in general is not nearly as good now as it was, say, 10 years ago. Not nearly as good. Otaku here again. Making another little video in my car. I want to make this quick. What I'd like to do right now is I'd like to issue a challenge, an open challenge to the YouTube wrestling community, to the YWC. Now, I've made some challenges in the past to various people for, rant-offs or debates, and they've ignored me completely. And the people that I've challenged are these big-time, high up there, big-time YWC guys, big-time YouTubers who, have all these subs and all these fans, and they've ignored my request completely. And why they did it, quite frankly, I think it's because they're scared of wrestling Otaku. That's the only reason I can think of. But anyway, I'd like to make an open challenge across to anyone in the YWC. This is an open challenge to anyone in the YWC, whether it be a big channel with thousands of subs and all kinds of viewership, or a small channel that's not really recognized, or a new channel that's just starting out. This is a challenge for a rant-off with me, the Wrestling Otaku. Now, this challenge is open to anyone for the next week or so. So if you want to accept this challenge, leave a comment, send a message to me, and we'll schedule the rant-off. We'll schedule the challenge. Again, an open challenge to anyone in the YWC to a rant-off with the Wrestling Otaku. Because Wrestling Otaku wants to prove that I can win a rant-off. I can win a debate with just about anybody. Hello, everyone. You are tuned in to the fastest rising channel in YouTube wrestling community and the YouTube anime community. I am the Wrestling Otaku. And real quick, I want to make a little video. to address something. As you know, I am in the midst of my little takeover of the YouTube anime community, and that will continue at a later time. But for right now, I wanted to address the YWC, the YouTube wrestling community. Now, there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of typical YWC drama stuff. Personally, I really rather not get involved in that shit. It's really none of my concern. I really don't think I need to get involved in shit like that. I just stick to wrestling, okay? I just stick to wrestling. And I just observe some of this stuff. I am in the YWC, so I can't help but observe it. And I'm just thinking to myself, these people, because it's the same group of people every single time, it seems like, that is getting involved in this shit. And I'm just observing this, and I'm going, these people are freaking idiots. Let's face it, they just seem like freaking idiots. And if any of them are watching this right now, I'm sure they know who they are. The ones who are always enveloped in this drama, you guys are freaking idiots. It seems like they're so, is wrestling becomes so bad and so boring? And is your real life, so dull and uninteresting that you feel the need to come on here, you come on YouTube and, just start some shit. Just start some drama over some shit that really nobody cares about or nobody should care about. It's just kind of stupid and pointless. What's the point of all this? Trying to get yourself some views or some shit, you can do that in other ways. You got people out here with, lots of subs in the YWC. You got people with subs and, thousands of people viewing their shit, viewing their videos every day. They have to resort to doing this drama shit. It's just stupid. It's just pointless. And it's just ridiculous, And there's so much talk about how, we want to change the YWC. We want to, cut out the drama. We want to stop the drama. And the same people who preach this kind of stuff, the same people who say no more drama, are the same ones who were making the drama, who are kind of into. And, well, I need to make this video real quick to kind of get something off my chest. You see, well, let me just take you back a minute, kind of paint this story. About a week or so ago, I made a video talking about how the Wrestling Jesus, that beautiful Punk feud that was kind of going on at the time, both of them were kind of going at each other in video responses. I made a video saying that, that feud was basically fake. I kind of just saw it. I looked at it from afar, and I just saw objectively that it was fake. She was liking his videos. He was subscribed to her. She was subscribed to him. And I kind of saw it. I just kind of, it was kind of obvious to me, Wrestling Jesus' subs were kind of attacking her, and, her subs were attacking him, and it was just a big, gang war. And I just saw right through it. I knew it wasn't serious, and they came out and said that it wasn't serious later on, so, of course, I called that. And so the whole situation was quickly, diffused, They kind of made peace, if you will, later on. But that's not what this is about. Like I said, I did make a video addressing that, and something interesting happened to me like a good a day or so after I made that video, after the feud had ended technically. I was at home, and I was kind of on my 3DS looking through my Gmail inbox, and I see that I got a message on YouTube. I don't have a computer at my house, so I have to check my Gmail. I have to check my Gmail inbox to find out if I get any comments or messages or anything like that from YouTube, because I can't access my YouTube inbox from my 3DS. I have to go to the library to do that. So I look on the Gmail inbox and I see I got a message, and that message was from that beautiful Punk. And I'm like, what is this? She's actually messaging me? So I click on it, and of course I see the full message. It shows me the full message, and she basically says she saw my video, And, she was kind of somewhat offended because I did kind of call her out of her name in my video. I did kind of call her a bimbo, if you will, and I apologize for that. I apologize to her for that. When I eventually went to I got access to my YouTube inbox, I did message her back. I said, I'm sorry about that. I said I didn't mean it. I was just calling it like it is. I just called it like it is. And, she understood. And, we kind of exchanged messages, not necessarily back and forth because, like I said, I can't access my YouTube inbox from home. I have to do it while I'm at the library. And so, we messaged each other back and forth for a couple days. And, she kind of, like I said, she saw my video. She kind of, complimented me. She said she liked my anime reviews, my hentai reviews, because she's kind of into anime as well. As I saw on some of her videos, she was reviewing some Dragon Ball Z stuff. And then, as we were messaging each other back and forth, for over these couple days, and suddenly out of the blue, she just starts hitting on me. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, so this girl, she just starts hitting on me out of the blue, and trust me, I'm truthful about this. I have the messages to prove it. And she starts saying things like, you kind of look attractive in these videos you do. I kind of said I wouldn't make another video about this, but you know what? I just got to get this off my mind right now. I just got to say something because something happened recently. So Donald Trump, he opened his fucking mouth again, and this time he talked shit about a dude that I know of, one of the candidates, one of the people on the Democratic side, one of the Democratic nominees running for office, former Baltimore City mayor and former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley. Now, what he said was apparently in an interview, he was talking about, Martin O'Malley during that whole Black Lives Matter thing. Martin O'Malley was kind of apologizing because he offended some people with what he said about, Black Lives Matter and something like that, something along those lines. And this piece of shit actually went on to say, he was talking about Martin O'Malley, and he said, then he apologized like a little baby, like a pathetic, weak little baby, or something like that he said in his interview. And you know what? This is just one of the things that this fool is said out of his mouth that just made me say, well, why the fuck is this dude running for office? But you know what? Forget it. This dude is a piece of shit, man. This dude is garbage. He doesn't deserve to not only does he not deserve to run for president, he doesn't even deserve to be in the fucking election. And the fact that he's still the front runner after all this time, after all the shit that he's been saying, after all the stuff, all the controversy he's causing, is an absolute joke. It's an absolute atrocity. And the very fact that people are voting for this guy, it just baffles me, because this dude, obviously, he doesn't give a damn who he offends with what he says. He doesn't give a damn what he says. He'll say anything just to get some extra attention, just to get some extra votes. That's the kind of dude we're dealing with. If you get a guy like that in office, imagine what kind of shitstorm the United States is going to be in. We're going to have a fucking dictator running the White House. I wanted to give this quick little message here. Two little things in particular I want to get to. First of all, you all know my stance on the YWC, all the drama shit. I'm kind of tired of it. I know a lot of other people are tired of it. People have said, the YWC is dead and all this stuff. Kind of thing. The people who make this drama are kind of like, they're not, YWC, they're more like YDC, the YouTube drama community. And, myself and a couple others are kind of tired of it. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to start a new YWC where we talk strictly wrestling related topics, none of that bullshit that you see in the YWC nowadays. So new YWC, I want to start that movement. I've already asked several people who are sub to me to join. Still waiting for them to get back to me, and I'm going to be asking some big names to join this new YWC movement. So be checking for that. And the second thing is Smart Busters. I went to your guys' Facebook page. I challenged you to a rant off. Still kind of waiting for an answer. You did kind of acknowledge, the rant off. You kind of
asked me, what the topics would be. I told you wrestling, and if you respond to this, if you accept the challenge, then I'll let you in on what the other topics will be for this rant-off. So, Smart Busters, it's up to you if you want to accept the challenge or not.
Okay, how's it going, people? I'm the Wrestling Otaku, and just wanted to make this video here to get something, something I want to talk about. This may kind of be lengthy because I got a lot that I want to say here. So the title of this video, when I uploaded, the title that I'm thinking of is The Hypocrisy of the YWC. And now what I mean by that is that this community, the YouTube wrestling community, is loaded with hypocrisy, very hypocritical community. Now, one of the things I mean by that is that there's been this whole notion that people in the YWC want the community to be drama-free. And the thing about that is, they can say all they want that they want the community to be drama-free. But really, we all know that that's kind of bullshit. I mean, these guys, the people, the main people, all the people, the ones who keep talking about this drama-free stuff, the ones that people keep paying attention to, they're the ones who make this drama in the first place, alright? Let's be real. They're the ones who make the drama in the first place. Now, all of a sudden, they want to be good Samaritans, and they want this community to be drama-free. They say that they're going to police the YWC to try to get the community, try to cleanse the community or whatever. And we all know that's bullshit. I don't need to mention their names. I'm not going to give these people any publicity. They don't deserve a mention from me. People know who I'm talking about. They're going to know who I'm talking about, so I don't even need to mention them. But anyway, that's just one of the things that this community is hypocritical about. One of the biggest things. See, when I first came to the YWC about 4 months ago, when I first made this channel, it was right after the whole Bruce Splits got flagged thing. That's how I learned about the YWC initially. Bruce Splits was like the first YWC guy or wrestling talk guy that I started watching. He did ESPN rants. I liked those. Then I found out he did wrestling rants, so I started watching him on a basis. I thought it was very informative and such. So yeah, I just started watching him. Then of course April, he had the whole, his videos got flagged down or something. He got really, pissed off about it. He did like a video bashing a bunch of people. And then he said he was going to leave YouTube. He's done with YouTube and so on and so forth. So after that, Bruce Splits just kind of left YouTube. He still has his channel, but he just left. And so really, that was a hot button topic, in the YWC, YouTube for a good while. Bruce Splits leaving. And so after he left, I saw that as an opportunity that, hey, maybe if he wasn't going to do his reviews anymore, maybe I could start doing some wrestling reviews. Maybe I could get some attention to myself. Because I, of course, liked wrestling, and I was up to doing wrestling reviews, wrestling is kind of a hobby of mine, So yeah, I just started doing wrestling reviews. And of course, I made this channel back in May, and I said, I was going to try to get some attention to myself. I'm going to start doing wrestling reviews and such. But one thing that I quickly learned about the YWC, or really YouTube channel, it's kind of hard, start out a channel and get attention to yourself. You kind of have to work at it for a long time. And another thing that I noticed about the YWC immediately was that people in the YWC, they don't necessarily focus on wrestling. They're focused more on talking about each other. That's pretty much it. They're focused on the drama stuff. And really, this has been a fad in the YWC for years now. And yeah, I'm fairly new to the YWC. I've only just learned about it, 4 months ago. And I'm fairly new to it. But really, I've been on YouTube since 2009. My old channel I've had since 2009. I wasn't really on YouTube a whole lot because I didn't have a computer at my house. And plus, I wasn't really on YouTube so much. And I didn't even know what the YWC was until earlier this year. So yeah. I am new to the YWC, but I'm not new to YouTube. Okay, I've been here for 6 years. I've had my old channel I've had for 6 years. This channel I'm on, I've had for 4 months. But anyways,
get noticed, or in order to get recognition in the YWC whatsoever, you have to do more than just talk about wrestling. You have to do various things to get attention to yourself. And, one of the things that I learned over time is that if you want to get attention to yourself, you have to get attention from the big channels. And one of the best ways to do that is to, talk about them. So, made a few videos, giving my opinion on various people in the YWC. A group of videos, you can go back and see that list. You can go back in my playlist, see all those vids I did on some certain guys to talk wrestling. And so yeah, I got some viewership for that. Then I started, basically going around on other people's channels, leaving comments on various videos of some big time YWC guys, just to put my name out there. And really, that was the only reason I did that. Really, that was the only reason I did that, just to get my name out there. I wasn't there to troll or anything like that. I didn't really care much for trolling. I still don't. I think trolling is stupid. I really just did that to get my name out there. And apparently even that wasn't enough. So yeah, I'm not a big time, I don't do the drama shit, alright? I just don't. It's just not me. I don't troll. I don't do the drama shit. It's just not me. But I tried to, give my opinion on various other people, and it just didn't work. So then, a couple months go by, I get some subs, get a little bit of fan base. And, right now, I'm getting a little bit more attention from my wrestling reviews, which is great. But here's the main thing that I wanted to bring up. And again, going back to the YWC hypocrisy. This community is so focused on the damn drama, and it's just ridiculous. And something happened recently. The newest little bit of drama, or the newest little bit of stuff that people are talking about in the YWC, just kind of says it all, what this community is about. And I'll get to that in a minute. But, like I said before, tried to get some attention, tried to get somewhat noticed, get my name out there, get people talking about me, maybe bring some interest to my channel. Just didn't work. Just didn't work. Admittedly, after the first month and a half, I only had like 15 subs on my account. I actually ended up having sub for sub for it. And yeah, I said it. I did sub for sub for a while. Okay? I was kind of desperate. I was kind of ticked off. Wasn't getting all that many views. So I just said, what the hell, I'll try sub for sub for a while. And I said, I'll get around to the mid-hundreds. Once I get around to the mid-hundreds, I'll stop. So I did about a month. I got 400, then I stopped. And now, like around 850 subs. And so yeah, I did sub for sub. Okay, so sue me. If you don't like me for that, whatever. Last I checked, sub for subbing isn't illegal. So yeah, there you go. I did sub for sub. If you don't like it, whatever. But anyway, so yeah, I called out various people in the YWC, the big time YouTubers, and of course I got no response to it, no response whatsoever. They say, in order to get attention to yourself, that's one of the things I learned is that in order to get attention to your channel, you have to get noticed. You have to get people talking about you. Mainly, you have to get recognized by the more well-known people in the YWC. And so, that's what I tried to do for a while. I called out a few people, challenged a few people to rant offs, no response. So, after a while, I just said, fuck it, they don't want to respond to me. I feel the need to keep talking about it, right? So, called out Sean's View, big time YWC guy, Sean's View Entertainment, called him out several times, no response. Called out Joe Cronin, no response. Did a few vids on Bruce Blitz, and those were some of the most viewed videos that I ever did, those Bruce Blitz videos. Called out Wrestling Jesus himself, WJ, called him out a few times, challenged him to a rant off, no response. Challenged the Smart Busters to a rant off, made a comment against me, whatever. So yeah, just tried several times to get involved in the community, to bring interest to my channel. No, no response whatsoever, nothing. So I just said, screw it. I'll just stick to my wrestling vids and screw all that other shit. I know I've been rambling on for a while, but here's the real point of this. There was a little bit of drama in the YWC. Is there some guy, not going to mention his name, he doesn't deserve publicity, but there's some guy made a video like a couple days ago talking about how he's not getting the views and the subs that he deserves. He talks about being here for 3-4 years or something like that. Says, oh, I don't get the subs I deserve, I don't get the views I deserve, I don't get the likes I deserve, and blah, 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 just kind of complaining. Then he kind of rags on, some of the big-time YWC people. And about a 9.5-minute vid, I watched it entirely. And within a few days, this dude, the top of the YWC, everybody's responding to this dude. And I'm like, really? So that's all it takes. All you have to do is bitch and moan and complain about not getting the views or subs that you deserve, about being here for 3-4 years or whatever. That's all it takes for you to be the talk of the YWC, for you to suddenly be this YWC sensation tonight. Have fucking tens, letting people, a whole bunch of people making videos on you, mentioning you, and all that kind of shit. That's really all it takes. And I've been active for 4 months. Mentioning people, going on other people's channels, promoting myself, calling some people out. I get nothing. This guy makes one video, suddenly he's the talk of the YWC. That's really all it takes. Give me a fucking break, man. That to me is the epitome of hypocrisy in the YWC. And like I said, I did watch this guy's video. And there are a few things that he said that I agree with, some things that really stuck with me. One of the things he said is, in order to get noticed in the YWC, you have to start drama. And, well, that's the truth. I mean, pretty much. If you want to get noticed in this community, you have to start drama. You can't just do wrestling videos and stuff. You can't just, talk about the thing you're supposed to talk about. You have to fucking start feuds with other people for no fucking reason. And yeah, what he said was true. I agree with it. But there's another part to it. In order to get noticed in the YWC, you have to get the big-time YWC guys to notice you and talk about you. And that's what this guy did with this video. And it took him no time at all. And I'm like, really? That's all it takes? So, a few days later, you got fucking all these people making vids on him. Got all these people fucking mentioning him. Got that beautiful girl making response videos to him. Doing fucking Jesus. Got Wrestle Jesus talking about him on his channel. And I'm like, really? That's all it takes? That's all it takes? And I looked on this guy's channel. First of all, he's only got like 77 videos. He said he was there for like 3.5 years, 4 years. And he only uploaded 77 videos to that channel. I've uploaded double that amount of videos on my channel, and I've been doing this for 4 months. So what does that tell you? And another thing, this guy complains about not getting the views that he deserves and shit like that. And getting, I only have 400 subs, so blah, blah, blah. I don't get the views I deserve. I looked at this dude's channel, and the most viewed video he has on his channel has 5,000 views. It was some video about Bray Wyatt. I didn't watch it, but that's the most watched video on his channel. 5,000 views. The most viewed video on my channel, 400. So what's this dude complaining about? That's the other thing. All this dude has to do is make a video like that. Suddenly, talk of that's all it takes. Fucking ridiculous. Alright? And yeah, I am fairly new to this. I've only been in the YWC for 4 months. So yeah, people look at me and say, oh, he's a new guy, nobody should pay attention to him, blah, blah, blah. Really, I've been on YouTube for 6 years, but what does that matter? And that's the other thing. The YWC seems to be this community where people only pay attention to you if you've been around for a long time. You know, you got all these people, oh, I've been here for 6 years, I've been here for 4 years, I've been here